Okay.
Yep.
Well, hey man, if you got some time, let's do some scenarios.
Sure.
Um, everything rolling over. Okay.
Yep.
Well, hey man, if you got some time, let's do some scenarios.
So I see you have opened up. This is Crypto Stew's calendar. Shout out. This has probably brought more people into Elephant than SK. So this
Oh
is
man,
actually
those
my
are
account.
fighting words.
I know those are fighting words.
Yeah.
So this is legitimately my account. So I
Okay.
started my futures on January 27th with $400. Okay.
hmm
So at that time, I was putting $200 in a week. So as we go through, I don't know if I'm going too fast.
No. Okay. Let's start at the
So,
beginning again.
all right. So I
Okay.
don't know if can you see? I don't know how much of my screen you can see.
Looks like you put in $400
Yep.
on
So
day
I moved
one.
it, yeah, on day one, which is in January. So as you can see right here, on my first compound, which was 1 week later, I compounded $200 and my rewards were 14. So my balance went from 400 plus my $200 of press deposits plus my $14 compound. So now instead of getting that 0.5% on 400, now I'm getting 0.5% on $614. So my reward went from $2 a day to $3.07 just on my first deposit.
hmm
So 7 days later, I deposited another 200, and at that time, my rewards were $22. So 200 plus a 22, we go up to $836. I'm going to fast forward a little bit to where we are now. So when I hit about $5,000, I stopped doing it right at $5,000. I stopped
hmm
going every week and started doing every 2 weeks. It doesn't necessarily change like over a long time. I'm gonna miss a little bit because I'm not doing that 200 every single week.
Sure.
But because I'm allowing my rewards to build up, I'm actually adding more rewards per $200. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
So,
I get it.
so yeah, if you take over time, if I deposited every 7 days, it would be higher, but it's minimal on the grand scheme
hmm
of things. So when I hit $5,000, I stopped depositing every week and started doing every 2 weeks. So we'll fast forward a couple months, and now you can see that my rewards are $30 a day. So I started in January. This is now June, and my rewards went from $1 a day to now $30 a day.
So your total balance is from
My total
$30 a
balance,
day.
yep, is $6,102.
Okay. Does it show a total of how much you've actually invested out of that?
It does. Let me see. On that gray line. So I have total compound. I've compounded $200, or
hmm
my compounds have been $2,100, and my total deposits at that point have been 400 or 4,000. So
Okay.
I'm
So
still
you
at a 2
put
to 1.
yeah. So you put in 4,000,
Yep.
and you've
And
gotten 2,000 out of it.
yep.
$2,100.
In 6
Hmm.
months.
Okay.
So I
That's
put
pretty good.
$400,000 of my money in. The system has given me $2,000.
And does
All right. So
I'm assuming it tells you somewhere what your rate of return is.
it
If,
does. I
if
think that might be on a different one, but maybe not. Let's see. Here's my ROI, but that I haven't actually taken any out, so it doesn't say any ROI on that. I have
okay.
another Stu calculator where it will answer that question. We can bring that up in a second. All right, so I'm just going to skip again to where we are real time.
hmm
So here we are. Here was my last deposit, which was on 9/11. I'm now up to after my deposit. I'm now up to $10,446 in my
Nice.
as total deposits. So I
Mhm.
started at the end of January, basically February 1st, right, with $400.
Okay.
All right, my account is now up to $10,446. My rewards are $52 a day. From that 10,000, I have put in 5,000, and
Okay.
the system
That-
has put in 5,400. So now I'm at, if I just stopped right now and waited 200 days, I would be at 100% ROI. Actually, slightly
Nice.
higher than that.
So is that your plan?
Nope. My first plan is I'm going to run it up to $25,000. Now here's an actual dashboard where I have this is my strategy.
Now this works with Stampede too, right?
100% exactly the same. Once Stampede is back to peg, it will work exactly the same. So the only difference is trunk is a peg adjusted. So if we're below peg, then the reward is adjusted as well.
Gotcha.
So here's my $1 million. I'll reach my $1 million by January 2028. But once I hit $100,000, I'll be claiming. I do a 10-2. So 10-day claim, 20-day compound.
And that's not listed on there?
It is. So you can see how it goes down, and then it starts going up, goes down. And then see these big gaps? These are the limiters that we were talking about as well.
Oh, it kicks in.
Big jumps. Yeah. They all kick in. But my actual strategy is when I hit $25,000, what I'll do is I'll stop putting my actual fresh dollars in, and then I'll start withdrawing $200 and then saving that and using that to compound. So I think it would take at 25,000. Let me see. I can go to that.
Now, is that going to strain the system using money from the system?
No, because remember, when I withdraw $200, what does it do?
It lowers your total balance.
It's my money, so it's lowering the total debts owed by the system. So I take $200 out, my balance goes down by $200. So at 25,000, my rewards will be $123 a day. So 2 days, I'll withdraw, hold that, and then on the first of every month, I'll compound. Wait 2 days, withdraw. First of every month, I'll compound. And then once I get to $100,000, what I'll do is I'll go to probably weekly. So I'll take 1 week, I'll claim, and then 3 weeks I'll compound. And in that 1 week, it would be $3,500 is what I'll claim. I'll say 200 of that for my compound. On the first, I'll compound. 7 days later, I'll withdraw, and every month it'll go up slightly.
So does it show you when you should be at 25? Oh, I guess it does.
Yeah.
January or February of next year.
Yep. Basically March is when if I stay on the 2 weeks, every 2 week deposit. So it's February 22nd.
Now, if I wanted to do a strategy, do you have a spreadsheet that's ready to go for me?
Yep. Let's go. Sure. What's your initial?
Let's put in 10,000 as my initial.
Okay.
And then let's do $200 every 2 weeks.
So that is fortnightly. You know?
Fortnightly, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, you can do multiple. You can do multiple strategies.
You can do up to 3 per.
Okay, let's do 10,000 for the initial.
Yep.
And then let's do $200 every week.
Oh no! This doesn't. What this does is this basically says I'm going to deposit $10,000 until I get to a certain goal, and then my strategy is going to change, and then I'm going to get to another goal, and then my strategy is going to change. So, like I said, I ran mine up to 5,000, and then I just changed from 1 week to 2 weeks, and then I'm running up to 25,000, and then now I'm going to take out and then roll. Now it doesn't have my actual take out for 2 days. I can customize. You can customize it, which is what I did.
Okay.
So
Yeah, because I'm thinking I've got a, $10,000 in trunk sitting in Trumpet right now. So once I feel like it's good to go, I can cash that out, get the 10 grand, throw that into Stampede, or not Stampede, but futures, and get that
Right.
going. Since I already got a nice Stampede bag.
Yeah, Mister, I won the lottery. Not the real lottery. He won.
Yes.
Before people start thinking
the raffle.
the raffle.
Yeah.
Or the raffle.
Didn't win the Florida lottery.
Yeah,
The
not lottery.
Powerball. I wish. So okay,
All right,
so we got $10,000.
2,000. Yep, good. So what would your first goal be?
I'd assume my first goal would be 100,000.
Okay, so at 100,000. So let's say at 100,000, you want to go to some kind of claim. So this has alternating week. Now, here's what's really cool about this. At $100,000, if you alternate, so 1 week you claim, the next week you compound, you claim, compound, your balance will basically stay the same. It will go up just slightly over time. And so, just for reference, $100,000, if you do that, you can claim $7,000 a month, and your account will stay at $100,000.
Can we do claim once a week and then let it ride 2 weeks?
Yeah, let me see. 714. Okay. All right. And then your last goal, you want to do $1 million?
Yeah.
Then what do you want your
let's do 500,000.
Okay. And then what would your claim? You want to do the alternating?
Sure.
Okay. Just to see. All right. So here's what your picture looks like. You would be you'd be red.
Oh, that doesn't look good. Why is it going down?
Well, because once you get to 100,000, then you started claiming, but
That doesn't look right. I'm claiming
7 days. Oh, that's a 7-day deposit, a 14-day claim. Here we go. Let's do it. All right. There you go. So you can see. There you go. So once you hit to 100,000, now you're claiming, now you're going up, now you claim, now you go up, now you claim, now you go up. So then you'll get to 500,000 here, and then it will just plateau. See how it goes up, and then it just kind of. Now you're going 1 week on, 1 week off.
Gotcha. Okay, so what's the red line?
That's your strategy. So
I'm sorry. I meant to say the blue line. Sorry.
The blue line is my strategy. That's my actual wallet right at the moment. Okay. If it continues on the strategy that we have. So now if you go to this, it will calculate everything that you did. It's based off of my start date because that's what it was on. But we went to 100,000 was your first change. All right. So
now, how does someone get this calculator?
It's in the Telegram. So you just either search for Stu's calculator. That's what I do. And then once you have it, you open it, you save a copy of it, and then then you can edit it. Okay. So I actually have my friend shared. Like I could actually share this to you right now, and then you would have a full copy of mine. Why don't you go ahead and share that link to Rogues to Riches. All right. So here is your compound, and then here's your first deposit or withdrawal. So what it did is once you hit 100,000, it went 14 days, you compounded, and 7 days later it claimed. So your first month you claimed $3,500. So then it's going to go 14 days. You're going to compound. So out of that 35, 200 of it's going to be used to compound. But then look, 7 days later. So now we're only 3 weeks later. You went from 35.68 to you're actually getting 35.680, or excuse me, 36.80. So $130 more, and that's in 3 weeks. So every 3 weeks, you're going to get $130 more, and your account's going to slowly progress up the hill because you're doing a 2-to-1 strategy.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't have to play around with that.
Oh, it's so awesome. And then it would take you, I don't know if it's because we're going so slow up the hill. I don't know. I think this only goes out to 5 years. You might not hit your 500,000 in 5 years. Yep, you do.
Okay.
So you started basically February 2023. You hit 500,000 in June of 2027. And in that time frame, because of all of how much you claimed, it actually told you that you have a cumulative claim. In that same time frame, you've claimed $400,000 and you've ROI'd 1,400%.
Oh, wow.
So,
Amazing.
yeah. So not only
Cash.
has your account, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say cash flow for all right there.
And so the math says that it is sustainable because, again, $200 gets multiplied. Right now we're at a 5x, but as the treasury gets higher and higher and higher, that $200 actually grows the treasury more because the treasury is getting bigger. So no longer does it have 173 trillion. Next time it has 200 trillion. So now that very small increment that is going up is now multiplied over 200 trillion. So
it's amazing how everything works. BT is a genius, I'll tell you.
It's great. It's wait until we get to NFTs.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's getting late, so I say let's we got any other last words for futures?
If you don't have one, grab this calculator and make a plan. Now the cool thing is that futures is the same price all the time. So you don't have to worry about missing out on futures. So when people ask, should I go into futures or should I go into elephant? Well, right now you should go into elephant because that's the price appreciation. And then after you make your plan, once you 5x, 10x, 20x, then you can scrape off, a very small amount and start your cash flow.
So at what point do you think it's not a good time to get into elephant? And you should just go into futures.
I honestly believe that it's never going to be a bad time to go into elephant because it's going to constantly go up because all of these, like you said, well, what happens when, 100 people are at $1 million? Well, that's 100, people that have already put in however much they've put in, Crypto TN said in Discord yesterday, what happens when there are 5,000 people in futures, right? 5,000 people that just deposit once a month, right? When you show that I'm depositing twice a month, I deposited 4 times a month for 3 months, right? Well, if 5,000 people only deposit once a month, that's $1 million that goes into the treasury every single month.
Yeah, dang, I didn't even think about that.
So, what happens if 20,000 people use this? Or 50,000 people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what is it going to do? It's still going to buy that elephant. It doesn't care what the price of elephant is. It's still going to buy it. And it's still going to stuff it into the treasury, which is still going to put supply strain on the system. What happens when people take profit? Well, they love this system, right? They love futures. So now they're going to take, let's say, $50,000 from their M bag, and then they're going to put it in futures. And then what's Bertha going to do? Bertha already got 8% from them selling. Then it's going to buy 90% of that $50,000. Well, it would be 50 minus 8%, right? Now it's going to take 90% of that $40,000 and buy elephant and put it in the treasury. So it got taxes or fees, and then it also got from the product.
It's crazy. It's just
Flywheel of life.
never ending. It's hard to believe, everybody has that mindset of, okay, when's this thing coming down? It can't go up forever. And that's what's designed to keep going up. And man, it's so hard to tell people that. Hard to understand.
And people are going to sell. Everybody has their own strategy, and every time they sell, Bertha gets a cut. That's why there's no sell shaming, because as we go up the parabola more and more and more people are going to come in to buy. So the people that are getting out, right, they're going to take profit, and they're going to sell to the new people. Well, Bertha's going to double dip. She's going to get fees from the people selling, and she's getting fees from the people buying, right? So it's a win-win. And then those people, we're going to get to a stage where people are just going to flip, right? So they're going to hop in with their 100 grand. Bertha gets, 8,000 of that. They're going to ride that up until it's 500,000, and they've gotten their 5x. They're going to sell. Well, now $500,000. Now Bertha gets 40,000 out of that. So this person, they took their profit, but Bertha still got $50,000 to go into her purse.
And she just buys.
Yeah, and that's just one flipper.
So as the price gets higher and higher, it tends to go faster, right?
Yep.
So like each day, like right now, I think we're like at 2% a day. People are saying maybe like 3% a day by the end of the week, maybe 5%. Is that sustainable, or is that going to slow down too eventually? Once we get to a point where it costs so much to buy elephant, does the price not move as high, as fast?
Well, no, I believe it's exponential. So, obviously, I don't think that. I mean, in my mind, I can't possibly believe it can just continue to go up 10% a day for every single day.
It's crazy.
I can't do that. I mean, maybe it can, but maybe my logic is flawed. But again, it only takes a small amount coming out to add that tiny fraction of a percentage multiplied over 220 trillion or 250 trillion. Because as people buy and sell, Bertha's not selling as much as everybody else. Right? She's small. She sells the smallest amount she can to pay those liabilities.
So if the price goes up over just a small amount, if we sell a small amount or even a large amount, is that going to reflect in the price dipping down? Even though it's less coins?
But it's not. It doesn't go down as fast as it goes up because it's distributed differently. You're adding to a giant pile versus adding to a small pile when you sell. So like I did the math the other day because I was just curious. When we had 5 trillion tokens left in the LPs, Bertha's, I wish I had this written down. I do somewhere. Bertha's value, just Bertha, not the market cap. Bertha's value is like 80 billion when we hit 5 trillion. Once we hit 1 trillion left, so just 4 trillion, right now we're taking 6 trillion out a week. So to go from 5 trillion down to 1 trillion in the LPs, Bertha's value goes to $950 billion.
Damn.
So the span of just 4 trillion, you can't see my fingers, 4 trillion. it goes from 80 billion to 950 billion. So how much can Bertha pay off then? Like how big is futures going to be? What's how much?
It's crazy. It's crazy just to think. And people are going to be amazed at this thing, just at the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to talk to BT about trying to make an on-ramp on the actual website, make it easier for people to buy it.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. You know, I
No.
mean, it is difficult, but it's not too difficult. You know, it's like one of those things that
Is it
all
more
good things
legal?
are. Well, I'm sorry.
I said, is it more of a legal aspect that he can't do it or
I
doesn't
think
want to
it's
do it?
more of an attack vector.
Hmm.
That's something that can be attacked, and I think that's security is paramount. So the more things that get added, the weaker the system will be, right?
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, you got all these
So
other places that take money.
yeah,
So,
maybe the
but
community
they're
will.
they're they're centralized though, so who knows?
Yeah, maybe that's what you and I can do. We create an easy on and off ramp for elephant.
Let's do it. We made a YouTube channel. We can make an on ramp.
Let's do it.
We'll figure
Easy
it
peasy.
out.
We'll call it easy peasy.
I
Shit,
like it.
somebody's got to take that now. Edit that out.
All right, guys, let's get out of here. We'll probably talk about NFTs next week. I'm assuming,
NFTs. Yeah.
unless you want to talk about something else, the
Yeah,
weather, sports.
I personally like NFTs. They're my new favorite thing.
Yeah, I'm starting to fall in love with them. All right, guys, have a good one. Peace out. We'll talk to you later.
Oh, this is
Go,
still
go.
recording.
Yeah,
Oh
go.
my bad. Hey, check out those shorts on YouTube. They're killer.
Yes, put a lot of work into those.
Yeah, they're awesome. The take my money one for the NFTs. I love that one. That's probably my favorite. That's one I keep going back to. I like so many of them, but
Slamming the credit card
yeah.
on the table. All right, guys. We'll get out of here. Let's talk to you guys
Deuces.
later.